again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and we are entertaining guests. So if you hear them in the background, don't mind our conversation. They'll just go on without worrying about us. And those are my containers that I'm going to pour out of, and I think I'm going to start with a sky and maybe just tip things. And I'm going to use my white pearl, I believe this is my Sargent's, as water. And I'm just going to tip these things. I'm going to use a little bit of this extreme blue, which is the color shift. Oh, that was cool. Color shift blue from Folk Art with a little bit of unicorn spit in it. And I think I'm going to throw a little, no, I was going to throw some Anita's white metallic in there too, but I think the truth is I just want to play with what I've got. And if I don't like the patterns that are forming from tipping it, I will then swipe it. I need to have a fairly spread out batch of paint there, and I have some edge catchers. And I'm not going to worry about having an overabundance yet, because my plan is to just keep playing with it. And it does look a lot like I'm probably going to wind up swiping. But I want to try things in different configurations, different quantities. I'm going to rock that edge catcher, send that paint down again. And I'm just going to keep using, what did I do with it? I moved it, there we go. I want to try the Anita's, but I really want to try this pearl too. So I'm not sure which is better, but I know the Anita's is not very expensive. The Sargent is on my Amazon link below, show more underneath the video. So I can let all of that go right down there. And like I said, nothing matters yet until I get to the point where I'm trying to decide what's going to happen. And if I roll a bead down across the canvas and stop it before it rolls down my arm, which is always good, and scrape it right off my edge catcher, that might be kind of cool. Let's see how far that'll go down before I can make it go over. Also, if I catch it quick enough, I can use any of the paint on my edge catcher by scraping it off and putting it back into the picture. And that pearl's going to make a really nice sort of luminescent sky. I can just pull my canvas right down to where the puddle's at and throw it right back in again. I haven't used my fingers yet, but I usually do wind up using my fingers. Doesn't matter what goes on the edge catcher, because it can always go right back into the canvas. And what I'm thinking is that I'm going to grab my OXO omelet turning spatula, take all of that paint right off the edge catcher. It's very pretty. Put it right there. And if I want any more, or I want to use some of that somewhere else, I can do that too. So let's use a little more pearl. And do a little swipe across the bottom. Take that thing that's in there out. Make the sky look nice and wispy. Now the pearl is going to be really sheer, but I don't think it's going to matter, because once you use Floetrol in whatever you're doing, you usually wind up with canvas texture in any case. I'm going to let that roll right off the canvas because I want some of it to come to the other side, so that's my plan. Now, it's not impossible that I could just turn my canvas around and let that go on there. That was the most dyslexic moment ever. So I'm just going to scrape that right off on this edge and flip it right around so it drips down again. And whatever comes off the other side is also okay. I'll just keep moving my paint from one side to the next. And by using a puddle of paint instead of trying to swipe across the whole sky, then I don't have that problem with the edge of the canvas showing. If I see stuff in there, I have tweezers. But if it's a bubble, I can pop it with my thumbnail. Alright, so I love all of that, and I'm still not done using the spare paint down here, and I may tip one more time. And if I have stuff down below, I'm probably going to tip my poured on landscape. I just want to blow that across and make it move now with a straw. I can't believe there's still paint coming off the other side, but it's the more I do this and the thinner the layer is, the better off I'm going to be. And these will make perfect clouds right there. Even when I'm sticking my finger in them, I can still probably blow some paint across. I'm still getting more paint off, which does not make me unhappy at all, to tell you the truth. Especially when I wondered if I had anything on my top, and I do. I'm pretty well covered. This edge is not as covered as I'd like it to be, but conveniently enough, I've got paint to put on there. And I'm just going to keep tipping until I get something that I really like. And in this case, I'm also going to be blowing on it. And since I have a strange little dip there, I'm going to use a straw. Alright, so there's my sky, and I don't think all that much of it is, there isn't much of a puddle left there that'll move very far. So now it's important for me to decide what goes into my container. And I'm going to start with some black, believe it or not. And I'm going to start with the weirdest colors possible and just keep adding colors until I feel like I'm getting close to the quantity that I might want to pour. And if I can see some of them, I like that. I did have to make up some new copper, which is so similar to that other color, it's ridiculous. Okay. For some reason, I am craving some magenta in there. And that could be just wrong. It feels wrong. Oh no. There's some purple, but it'll be cool, I promise you. And if it's not, we'll fix it tomorrow. I don't have any white in there, and I don't usually want white in there. I have been enjoying a little bit of orange. And I do mean a little bit. I'm trying the new safety pins as to keep my bottles open, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. What else do I need in there? I want some of that green gold color shift from Folk Art. Whoops. I'm tempted to put some blue in there, but I guess I can see what's coming. Maybe just a little bit of turquoise won't hurt me. Okay, now this is going to be interesting because that's going in the bucket. Everything that should get out of my way should get out of my way right now. What else? Do I have anything else? I have this other color. It's very similar to the color I just used, but it's not a color shift. I might have another color over here too. You know what? I do. And it's coming out. It's a nice dark forest green. So I'm going to do what I usually do, except for I'm going to start right in the middle. Make sure there's no little extra things. And I'm just going to see how far and wide I can make my first set of stripes go. And then I'll fill in around them. And I'll let them go until I stop liking the design, or I think I'm going to stop liking the design is more like it. I can lay stuff over this. I do want some sort of a mountainy type theme, but I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I'm loving the colors in there though. And right at the end, I can make things go all the way up to the top, but right at the moment, I'm thinking about an edge catcher for across the bottom. I was going to create another picture. I'm trying to be as random as possible with what I'm pouring for paint, just so when I tip it, it makes different patterns than what one might expect. And I'm kind of looking forward to having an uneven horizon line, and I am going to let that paint pool down there until that drip gets all the way across. And then I can let it pool both ways and throw it right back and create a whole new section. Which will assumably fill itself in. And the more I can spread it out, the better off I'm going to be. I'm going to get to a point where I want to tip it all down. I can still take the paint off my canvas. I've got some really cool colors in here, and I kind of want to just take chances, big chances. I'm going to grab my other colors, scrape off my colors on the canvas, just make an entirely different layered effect. It adds dimension. I want that the other way. I'm going to have to do it right-handed, that's all there is to it. Getting all kinds of topography. And if I have paint that I need to fill in with, I will do that too by grabbing a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. Hey, we got a hole in the landscape. That's kind of cool, I like it. Alright, so what else have I got? I've got all this, and I want more copper at the bottom. And more greens. So I'm just going to add those. I'm going to add pretty much the same stuff in I just used. More purple maybe. I think a lot more purple. And maybe some what? Maybe some Prussian blue. So I've got a little spot up here, but I think all that's going to tip up. So, and that hole is probably going to disappear too. So I'm going to leave whatever's in the container just in case I have a need for touching up an edge or something. I'm going to find my tweezers and remove that whatever it is. It's not moving anymore, so if it's a bug, it's met its timely end. I'm going to have to put a thumb in my sky, whether I like it or not. I'm going to let all that run right down. We're definitely hoping for the best. And then let it go, flow right back up again. Probably going to be scraping off my edge catcher to fill in my other spots. And I may be flowing some other things as well. It's nice and purpley, this mud. So that doesn't really bother me. And I could throw a few highlights in there if I wanted to. And I've got the rest of this paint. That I can just put in all of. My spatula takes it out of this container beautifully. You know what? I want a little bit of that right where that green is. And then I'm going to go back again and get my spatula out of my way. That orange is kind of weird. And I'm going to grab another spatula and take care of some of that. Just mute it down just a little bit. Now I want the edge of my canvas covered over on this side where it isn't. So I'm going to move my edge catcher down to just where I need it. Flow all that paint across. and probably use it again. Alright, so I'm covered there. I've got more paint here. At any given point I could put something else into this paint. Looks like a ravine actually. That's pretty cool. It always looks like something. It usually looks like something unexpected, and this is not a different scenario. Let's see if I'm covered all the way over there. I am. So my tendency is to want to blow around in that green, because a lot of times it'll sell up. And how high do I want my land to go? It's all going to move up. But the top has moved more than the bottom. The bottom is fresher, so it's going to be a little different. I'm already getting some drips, which means I should have left my edge catcher right on there. And I like most of the bottom. I have this area of sky that's a little bit see-through, but I also have 2 minutes to tell you guys, if you watch my videos longer, you might help me stay at YouTube, and I would appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you also for shopping my Amazon link at no added cost to you. It's the blue link under Show More. When you shop there, you help me out at no added cost to you. You see that little spot? I don't know where it came from. I haven't torched, which is a good thing, which means I got a shot at using my spatula to do a little manipulation without getting into too much trouble. It's a little gummy. I'm going to torch to release the bubbles caught in the paint. If you look under the video, you're going to find my paint pouring recipe. I am just sacrilegiously, I am irreverently swiping through my sky. I will use all of the paint to cover any thin spots on my edge. You guys could see that. I love, oh, that's dramatic. That's pretty cool. You got to admit, that's pretty cool. I don't see room for trees yet, but you know what? It's open season on trees. I could change my mind. But I've been looking forward to making another scape oriented in this direction. I never did put any black enamel in here, and if I had, I'd probably have a whole lot more cells. I definitely see there was a little tiny gap in there. I'm not sure that belongs there at all, but it's creating interest for me now. So that's me with 1 minute left, and I've forgotten to tell you whatever I'm supposed to tell you, which is thank you for the thumbs up, thank you for the comments, thank you for the donations that have kept me painting all this time. If you want to continue to help me out, stay on YouTube and help me buy art supplies so I can make videos. $10 minimum donation will get you into the monthly drawing that you can find on the exhibition, the prizes you can find on the exhibition video on the end screens of any video. I haven't made it for this month yet, but I'm about to. This is very surreal and abstract, and I like it a lot. Thank you guys for joining me. There's almost 86,000 subscribers. Check your subscription. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you aren't getting notifications, you might want to check that too. They get turned off sporadically for no particular reason that I'm aware of. If you look under the video, you can find Teespring clothing, all over print leggings and t-shirts there that are of my design. Facebook group, Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group will take you to, will show you tomorrow's video more often than not, and it's a place for students. Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Fans and Collectors is where you can find the so far so good edited YouTube artworks, wet and dry. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff I'm forgetting.